So I just did that on transport height. I just wanted to get the top off of that to open it up so it will dry a little bit, and then I'll come back to it a bit later. That's still very rough, but I've got it from the highest transport setting on the deck, and that's now at 4 inches. You can see a lot of stragglers. I'm going to come back and tidy it up, but I just want it to dry a bit more now. I've got to do the laneways, get them done and come back, and then hopefully it's dried a bit, and then I think I'm just going to leave it at 4 inches, and I'll just do a second cut over it. So just to wrap up everyone, the laneway's done, turning around under the tree line, all done. Walking up to the front. It's been good to wait until it dried out a bit. I didn't start here till I think it was around 10:30 or 11, and the wind had dried things out a bit. I didn't get any vision of up the top there, just cleaning that up. It's just got very windy again, and you've seen this before. All whippersnipped and mowed, and you'll see up the top. I'll just keep walking up here. So the front, this bit, and around the back where the water tanks are, they're done at 2 1/4, and then this top bit, as I said, was done at 4. You can see the, over the years where it's been mowed, but what I did today as well is I went at an angle that way too for the second run, and it's evened it up a bit. So I'll just get across the drain here. There we go. So everything's whippersnipped in there, but it is longer, but it was still quite damp. And next time, if it stays, say, sort of dry, I'll put it down a notch or two. And then down here, which was the Marshmallow Weed area, which was pretty bad. I mean, you can see some of the stalks starting to pop back up again. I did run over this another 2 times. Like, you can see the runs backwards and forwards, but this way, and then I've gone that way as well. So hopefully that's opened it up to dry out more, which will be good, and I can knock it down a little bit as well. This area in here, you'd see some clumpiness, but I did it at 4 because it was quite long. But then down here beyond the shrubs down the laneway, I did them all at 2 1/2, and they've come up really well. Then we saw the drainway I made here, but I whippersnipped around, but all in between these shrubs I have to whippersnip as well, and they've come up really well. Just walk down to where the water tank, you can see the water here. It's still really damp. I can't go in there. The horse paddock is just saturated. Maybe a job for the Ventrac at some stage. And because it's so windy, I can't spray any weeds either. Down the back here, you see the water tanks. So luckily today, I've been able to get that area done. And here on the bank's good. Just walking around, mows really well. This was at 2 1/4. And then just looking up here, that's come up all really well as well. So just heading back, everybody, from the larger veterinary hospital. Came up pretty well. We've got more rain coming this week, which is all good for spring. But you would have noticed it a few times. I pull up just to let some of the stuff get out of the, the rubbish in the deck. Of course, it's just when you got clover and a lot of those, grasses, and they're very lush themselves. So I've been doing a lot of cleaning out of my deck this week when I get home, and even sometimes at the customers' places, because it just turns to porridge in your deck, and obviously it's not cutting as clean as what it should be when conditions are right. But like when the plants are actually a bit drier, but that's just how it is. And we make money out of rain at the end of the day, and particularly in spring. So the weather now this week, it's going to be 26 Celsius today, this afternoon. But it actually is this afternoon. It's a bit after 2 o'clock. So I got there at about 10:15, and it's 2:10 now, heading home. So let's call it in that 3.5 to 4 hour range to do that property. Took a little bit longer today because tidying up that top paddock, but because I couldn't do it last time because I couldn't get across the drain with my ZT6000. So you'd expect that to take a little bit longer and a little bit more tidying up. But I've had a very busy week last week. So to all my friends on Facebook that I do watch and comment on, I'm just sorry I haven't had much of a chance, really. It's just busy, and last Monday and Tuesday I was a bit wrecked when I got home, and I think I was in bed. The old man was in bed at 8:30 at night. So but that's just how it is at this time of year. This week pretty much got a full book. We do have rain predicted, so there'll be a bit of juggling going on, and I do have a job for the Ventrac, so I'll get some video of that, and possibly that'll be next weekend that I'll be able to just get that together and put that out there. But no, it's good for things to be happening again, and sort of not much was going on for me in winter, as many of you know, but just good to be out, and the weather's warming up, and it's just nice to do that, to do what you do. So anyway, thank you everybody, thank you to all my subscribers and all those people that comment. I've had a few comments this week as well, so I appreciate that. Hopefully and if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm only too happy to answer any questions. And anyway, I'm not far from home now, so I'll catch you soon. Thanks everyone.